And gentlemen, from the Microsoft Theater here in downtown Los Angeles, brought to you by Sean Porter
Welcome
Promotions.
to the PorterWay podcast. Sean Z, B-side, Showtime Sean P. We missing the man in the middle today, and with two T's. Happy birthday to his youngest son. We got a great interview that we did a couple of days ago with Keith Thurman.
Yep.
That'll be coming up at the end of this show, so we're gonna be a little quicker on this one because that boy can talk.
Yeah,
as
he filled
y'all
a
all
lot
know.
of time. He filled a lot of time.
He filled too much damn time.
And we touched on everything. So,
Yeah. I tried to exit that interview like right around the 20.
I wouldn't let us.
Right around the you wouldn't let us. So we kept going. But the thing is, Keith Thurman really is, just one of the characters in this sport that brings that authenticity where he's not really a character. He's just himself, and you don't see that a lot in this game anymore.
I got a good Keith Thurman story. It was after your fight with Errol.
Okay.
And I'm leaving Staples Center.
Was he there?
He was. He was commentating that night.
Oh.
They had him at the booth for the Fox pay-per-view.
Okay.
Yeah, not ring.
No, because he did my fight that I had with Ugas as well. So, yeah, I didn't even remember him being at that
They
fight.
had him with Kate Abdo and the crew after the fight when they go to the booth. And anyways, I'm doing what I do in the Fight Hype days, getting my interviews after the fight, and I see Keith.
Shout out to Fight Hype.
Yes, shout out to Fight Hype. And I'm getting an interview with Keith, and then afterwards, Keith is cool enough to be like, "Yo, let's talk the fight." And he's with his wife at the time, and we got some hot dogs right outside of the Ritz-Carlton, right outside Staples. And I'm just saying this to be a douchebag and brag, I guess, too. But no, also to point out that he was the exact same Keith Thurman that he is, all animated on camera, was the same dude I had a hot dog with. And since we're on the topic, we got a couple weeks away, but it's really one of the few major fights we even have on the schedule left in America, especially.
Yeah.
What, do you think he can win that fight?
I think he can win this fight. You guys have seen his interview. He talks about having that mean streak back. He talks about having that killer instinct back. I got to be honest. I'm not sure if I truly do believe it. Keith has a nature about him, or had a nature about him. And when your nature changes, you can't really just kind of summon that nature back. So, but even if he doesn't knock out Fundora, the old Keith that I knew could move and really maintain the range. Didn't matter who you were, and he would find a way to get it done. So I don't know if he's past that. What do you think?
Well, I mean, we talked about it on the phone the other day, but I said, hey, it looked like he still had a little bit of a thirst for violence and blood, the way he was animated after stopping Brock Jarvis, and then you told me, well, yeah, that's like a lion playing with his prey. It's easy.
You said
to yeah. Sorry,
No, I got you though. Yeah.
No, I think you gotta favor Fundora. He's gotten better. He's grown into that tier. There's guys who got belts, and then there's the elite, and then in between there's what I would call quality champions, and Fundora's grown into a quality champion.
I agree.
And youth and size, it's like you said, Keith, once upon a time, he shot to kill. He would shoot to kill. He's got to do that in this fight. I remember we were breaking down Robesi Ramirez's rematch with Navarrete heading in, and I said, Ramirez, he's got to go for the knockout, but in a smart way. He's got to make his moments that he knows he can capitalize count and count big. He's got to hit triples and home runs. And I think Keith, I still think he's good at jumping in with shots. And you saw Tim Tszyu, even without Keith's athleticism, able to go for broke in that last round before he got stopped and land some huge shots on Fundora. So I think Keith could do the same, but ultimately, if he can't knock Fundora out, and I'm suspecting he doesn't, then over 12, I think inside of 12, Fundora will be a little bit too much with the pace and everything.
I get it. I ain't mad at it. Listen, we're going to flip this one around a little bit. We're going to talk about the future a little bit, which kind of connects to the present, of course. I mean, that's life. But anyway, my point is, you said this is one of the few.
Yeah.
Big
basically this and Ortiz and Lubin, and if you don't count Jake Paul, Gervonta Davis, really that's it in America is Ortiz, Lubin, and Fundora Thurman as the two cards.
But then you got
Michaela Mayer's fighting soon.
But then you got Jaron Boots Ennis fighting next week.
This Saturday.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You got him fighting this Saturday, the 11th, and it's against a kid from Portugal, Uisma.
Actually, he's from Angola.
Angola.
So, right, he's from Angola, but lives in Portugal.
Live in Portugal.
Yeah.
Uisma, what's the last name? Lima.
Yeah.
And I took a look at this kid, and I think he's he looks strong.
He is strong.
12-1, if I'm not mistaken.
14-1.
14-1.
Yeah.
14-1, sturdy guy.
Mm-hmm.
Your first leap up to the 154-pound division. You got to get in the ring with somebody. And I'm just orchestrating that, narrating that to say this. When you don't have Boots Ennis in the ring against one of the elites at 154, one of the top dogs at 154, please do not turn the fight on. Did we not learn something from Lamont Roach and Tank Davis?
Rolly Ryan, etc.
Something
We've
can
had
happen.
a lot of upsets this year.
I'm not saying something can happen. What I'm saying is turn it on. There's good boxing on TV, and guess what? When there's a good boxer on TV, he's gonna make good boxing. He's gonna put good boxing on TV. Interesting thing though with this one, I feel like Lima's the kind of guy. He's more of a counterpuncher. He's gonna wait and try to find that shot. But the thing I really like about him is he's not afraid to punch when you punch him. And with somebody like Boots Ennis, where most guys are defensive, most guys are trying to move, this makes for a fun fight.
You said you think Lima more of a counterpuncher?
Not a counterpuncher, but he's not afraid to punch in between your blood. He's gonna fight with you. He's gonna punch with you. He's not sitting there waiting on the counter.
Right.
But he's gonna punch with you.
That's what you mean. He'll punch when you punch. Gotcha.
And I really like that. He's not really a lead off guy. He'll lead with the jab, but he's not really a double jab guy. He's not feinting and trying to create something. He's kind of not counter punching, but he's more so just taking what's there. But then what's really there is when the fire starts to go, and I like that about this fight.
I got a few things, if you don't mind, Sean, to push back on the rest of the schedule. And well, first this fight, Lima. I get to have a Juan Yarango reference on the PorterWay podcast. I'm happy about that. he physically he reminds me a little bit of Juan Yarango, IBF champ back in the day at 140, and just really strong, kind of slow, a little clunky, but really physically strong. And then he's a southpaw too. I see mostly a come forward guy, and the problem for him is going to be the speed difference and the fact that he doesn't get out of the way of a whole lot. His head's pretty there, but he's strong. And this is going to be the most physically strong guy Jaron's probably fought as a pro.
Probably ever.
And the reason to watch it is Jaron Ennis' must-watch television if you like boxing.
That's what I'm saying.
His highlight reel. I mean, again, I compared him a few months ago. I said if Terence Crawford is Kobe or Michael, he's Vince Carter or Tracy McGrady.
I hear you.
Highlight reel is just as good. So
So
if you just go off highlights, so he's going to be really fun to watch. What I got to push back at about this schedule being so thin in the United States, because the only great card left on the year is the Riyadh card, November 22nd, with Benavidez and Norman and Abdullah and all those guys. Well, Jaron, the problem with we all love that Jaron and Virgil look on their way to fighting sooner than later, right? But it's not being built up properly. If they were to fight tomorrow, it would be for an interim belt, right?
Let me pause real quick.
Yeah.
What's his name? The Cuban kid and
Tejas, who just lost his belt.
No. I'm sorry. The gold medalist that
Andy Cruz.
Andy Cruz, yes. Would you say that fight between Andy Cruz and
Murataya?
No. Damn, I'm sorry, I'm losing my Davis. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Would you say that fight's being built up the way that it's supposed to be? Like, even though like there hasn't been
Andy and Keyshawn?
Yes. Even though there hasn't been, when you say like building it correctly, there has to be this guy's getting in the ring with somebody we know it's not getting in the ring with Victor Ortiz. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we still are narrating and talking about this fight possibly happening when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's what you mean, right?
Yeah. Well, my thing is they're not kids anymore. We've been talking about this fight since they were welterweights in their early to mid-20s.
Yeah.
They're both almost 30 now.
Yeah.
And all that would be on the line is an interim WBC belt, not even the full belt.
Yeah.
And what should be going on is it's a microcosm of everything. I feel like the rest of the schedule is partly barren because of the business practices of Turkey and eventually who he's partnering with, TKO, to go really journalism on everybody. Back in the early 1900s, there was the muckrakers. Ida Tarbell wrote about John D. Rockefeller and his kind of his monopolization business practices, and you drive out all competition to assume your monopoly. And either intentionally or unintentionally, you're seeing that happen in boxing. All fighters want to get the big Turkey al-Sheikh bag. All the promoters, from Eddie, who's just gotten in bed with him further, Aram, who did business with him, right? Everybody, now that's starting to cost them doing business, because now their long-term foundations are shaky. And if you don't hitch your wagon to him, your fighter isn't really going to want to fight, because they don't want to fight for whatever you're paying. They want to fight for him and what he's paying him. And these private businesses in boxing in America can't compete with that oil fund. So you see the schedule a little thin, and with all competition driven out, that's when they're going to be able to. But they go ahead.
And the interesting thing about that, and I hate to pat myself on the back, but I've been saying for a long time that it's good boxing on TV. Just because there's not a bunch of belts on the line doesn't mean there's good boxing on TV. And I use Eubank and Ben as that very, very good explanation and evidence that there's good boxing on TV, even when there's not the big bag on the line and there's not the big show that's happening. And I'm looking at the schedule right now, and I'm seeing a lot of small fights that His Excellency and TKO may not be interested in. But these are small fights that over here on TV, you looking for something to do on a Thursday night. We got Joshua Pagan getting in the ring with Malik Montgomery.
It's a good fight.
That's fireworks.
Yeah.
That's a good boxing match. Both these guys, I believe, are still undefeated. It's a really good boxing match. You don't have to dig for it. It'd be different if I was really reaching and I'm telling you got to dig for something. I mean, I'm telling
you got to dig for JJ Pagan and Malik on Thursday on DAZN. You got to dig. It ain't just there.
It ain't.
But it's a good fight.
It ain't just there. Where is it? It's on DAZN.
Is it? Yeah,
it's on DAZN.
You got to access the app. $30, $40 a month.
My point.
No, right. Is that there's some good fights still going on.
Yeah, and pretty much what we wanted to talk about today with you all is just simply that, we just finished a humongous boxing match, and it really did deliver. Did you feel like it delivered?
Yeah, especially on a technical level.
Yeah,
they fought at a very high.
I just thought that was fantastic
level of craft. Yeah,
that was fantastic for me from a standpoint of the X's and O's and the performance. I thought that was magnificent for boxing. And when nights like that have happened, everybody kind of all right, well, when's the next big one coming? No. We still got some good boxing happening. We don't have TKO and Riyadh connected to these fights, but there's still a lot to be watched on TV.
Well, here's my pushback to it is this. It's more of the same going on to finish the year that created the environment for all these promoters to really be up Schitt's Creek soon, potentially, and get driven out of business ultimately, or have to hitch their business to the people about to potentially take it over. And they deserve it, because here's what I mean about Ortiz and Ennis not being built up properly. Ortiz and Lubin, good fight, right? Good fight. And then Lima and Boots, underwhelming for a first step up. I give credit to Devin Haney. In his first fight as a full-fledged 147, he is fighting the best welterweight in the division at Brian Norman. He had a catchweight fight against Ramirez, so he tiptoed to 47, but ultimately in his first full fight at 47, he's fighting the man. And Ennis ain't doing that in his first fight, and here's why. It's more of the same from the promoters. Thurman and Fundora, instead of Thurman and Fundora and Ortiz and Lubin, it should be Ortiz and Fundora for the full-fledged WBC belt. Why isn't the WBC making that happen, mandating that happen, telling both parties, hey, PBC, hey, Golden Boy, we're not running a shit show here. Who's our champion? We're mandating this. And then, but the WBC doesn't do that. Okay, WBC, that's why you might be on your way to irrelevancy if they take over. Golden Boy and Matchroom and PBC, you don't want to match this round robin. You don't want to do, well, I mean, I don't know who has the rights to Bakram, but you know, you don't want to.
Where the hell is Bakram?
Right, where'd he go? Since he been, that's part of my point. And the point is, Ortiz and Boots, if they are who a lot of us feel they are, talent-wise, and they are who they say they are, then they should, by the time they fight, it should be number 1, number 2 for all the marbles. Ortiz should be, or Boots should be able to take out a Bakram, and then the other guy, you take out Fundora, I take out Bakram, and when we're done putting in our work, instead it feels like we're gonna get it, which is great. Definitely not kicking it out of bed. She's a bad bitch. But you know, it should be. I
hear you.
That's my point.
And you know, and again, you know, just to the point of, and we'll kind of fly through this because we do got a very long interview with Keith coming up in just a second. I want to real quick, let's pull up the Red Out feature that you'll hear my wonderful voice on, and we'll talk about that real quick. Red Owl is taking the show on the road, landing in the Golden State of California. The stage is set, and the Commerce Casino is the perfect battleground. 3 defining moments will shape the night. The debut, where fire meets promise. The redemption, where unfinished business takes center stage. And the crowning, where the stakes are highest and everything is on the line. High stakes 50-50 matchups, 3 defining moments. The toughest prospect series on the planet returns. We don't protect records, we build reputations. No easy fights, no safe picks. You can't be afraid to lose. This is BoxFest 16, where the path through the ropes separates contenders from champions. There it is, narrated by yours truly, Showtime Sean Porter. We got Red Out Boxing taking place, Commerce Casino in LA. It'll be live on the Zone this Friday night. Make sure you check it out, and I think this is going to be a really good main event. And again, before we get out of here, like I said before, we got a long interview with Keith that we want to get to. But I'm looking at this schedule. We got Danny Garcia making his last run.
Maybe his last fight?
Yeah.
Or at least second to last, third?
I think he's got one more. I love the fact that he chose to go back to Brooklyn. I love that. I understand that entirely. I really hope Brooklyn shows up for him. And he's taking on Daniel Gonzalez. I understand. I think he was the first fight at the Barclays
when he knocked out the great Eric Morales.
Boom, your guy.
Your guy. Eric Morales. Also, where you won the WBC title against him.
Yeah. Did a little bit of thing.
Did a little thing there. September 10th, 2018. But who's keeping track of those things?
How do you know this? Here, tell us how you know. Go ahead.
Because Canelo fought Triple G a week later, Sean. Yeah, sorry. It was easy. No offense.
Yeah, but like everything is like you remember dates based on boxing.
I could be off by that. I think it was September 10th.
You remember things like based off of boxing, though.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Which
when we were at my wedding, I was like,
awesome.
I was like, happy wedding to me and Samantha, but also the 16th anniversary of Mayweather Judah.
Yeah. Couple of other ones, man. We, like I said before, we got Jaron, Boots Ennis getting back in the ring with Lima. That's taking place Saturday night out there in Philly. Go show up and show out for Boots.
Any chance? His only loss was to Aaron McKenna, who sparred a lot of rounds with Terence and is an undefeated Irish fight. Tall and disciplined with his distance. Not the talent that Jaron Ennis is, not the puncher that Jaron Ennis is, but maybe a little more disciplined at times than Jaron Ennis. Any chance? Anything you see from Lima can make this thing get Baldemir Judah-ish?
I don't think so. I hope that Lima, and I think that Lima can take a punch. I hope that he doesn't come into the ring with this is Boots Ennis mentality, because that will prevent him from doing what I think he's gonna do or should do in his fight, which is simply fight with Boots. A lot of people out there might think, oh man, you crazy. You trying to get the kids
killed,
the kids' head chopped off.
Yeah.
That's really not what I'm trying to. But
telling him to be the best him, regardless of who's in front of him.
Be the best you, no matter who it is in front of you.
If that means you get cut up in 4 rounds, it is what it is.
I never turned off, depending on who, whether it was sparring or actual fight. And that's my thing. My thing is come in the ring, be who you are, and establish how you want this fight to go, no matter who it is against. So no, I don't think that Boots is necessarily in harm's way, but I do think that Boots is going to make it exciting, and I think that this guy right here, Lima, has the ability to keep up that level of excitement. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So it could be a one-sided, like, okay, and it's done, or it could be both, and it's like boom, boom, boom. It's probably gonna be done, but
I could see, like a fun 5-round, 4-round shootout where Boots is getting touched, because he does get touched.
Yeah.
Because he's so, he takes chances, and it might be fun to watch for 4 or 5 rounds. I like that kind of fight.
And that's my thing.
Yeah.
I just want, boxing is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be entertaining. And a couple of other ones, Joshua Pagan, JJ Pagan getting in the ring with Malik Montgomery. Shout out to both those guys.
Shout out Malik.
Joseph Parker getting in the ring with Fabio
Wardley.
There you go. Getting in the ring with Wardley on the 25th, same weekend as Fundora.
You know what's funny
Thurman?
about Wardley?
What's that?
So I'm doing my thing with Raheem. And Raheem goes, this guy, man, he's falling into the trap Deontay Wilder fell into late in his run. He's really believing that he could lose every round and just get you out of there with the right hand. And so Wardley, who was losing his last fight, or no, I think it was the first fight he was losing. The rematch,
right?
He knocked him out 1 round.
Right.
Yeah, rematch. But he said he tweeted something like, hey, it works for Deontay Wilder. And Raheem was like, you see what I'm saying?
I just said it. There it is. Yeah.
But hey, I mean, he could punch, and he's got some explosiveness. He's not a lumbering puncher. He gets. Everybody thinks Joe Parker's gonna outbox him, and I think Parker's gonna win too. But it's a good fight.
Yeah, no need to delay. What I hope everybody is looking forward to. We got this interview with Keith Thurman. I want you guys to enjoy that. Before we get out of here, you got anything else?
No. I got a lot, but I mean,
this isn't a motivational message, and this ain't the day to do that.
Right. So
this isn't a motivational message, but at the same time, again, people watch this podcast because this is a hub for boxing. You love boxing. You love the characters that are on this show. You love the motivational messages, whatever it is that brings you to this podcast. I think the number one thing is the boxing. And when you're coming here, I want you to know that I'm an advocate for the sport. So even when it's not the biggest fights and it's not for all the belts and stuff like that, I want you guys to know that there's some good boxing on TV. You got to go to the zone. You might have to fish for it a little bit, but when you find it, man, go ahead and enjoy it. We got some good stuff coming up, and enjoy this interview with Keith, and we'll see you next week. What's up, y'all? As promised, we got the man himself. He's not a myth, but he is a legend. Welcome to the PorterWay podcast for the umpteenth time. My guy, your guy, one time, Keith Thurman. What's going on, big dog?
Man, how you doing, Sean, man?
Working hard over here. Man. Yeah, same here, man. Same here. I'm going to ask a question, and I'm going to let these guys go at it. And then we'll circle back to me when we get to it. But my thing, man, I'm 37. I think you're 37, and you almost 38, give or take, somewhere around there.
37 in November. It's coming. It's coming.
It's coming, yeah. At 37, this is the point where people start to see or expect a decline in the career. The question that I asked before we started this was, how does it feel like starting this process of a camp, getting ready for one of the top dogs at 36, almost 37 years old now? You said it feels more fun. How?
Man, I mean, you ain't been benched like I've been benched. You know what I'm saying? And I think whatchamacallit, I think Bud explained it a little bit about Canelo. Like, yeah, Canelo's younger, but he been through more fights. He been through more wars, and I feel preserved. You know what I mean? They put me on the shelf. And I feel like I was sitting comfortably preserved, that top shelf, that Dom Perignon, waiting for somebody to come and really party, do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? And It's time to pop open that bottle, baby. That bottle of champagne and just go in Vegas, man. It feels like redemption season. We go into the MGM Grand. That's where I lost my world title. Now I have an opportunity to grab a world title. You know, and for me, man, it's about legacy, man. I love this life. I know you love this life, and I love the story that we boxers have. And I just love the opportunity to have one of those OG stories of like, yeah, he did this when he was young, but look what I'm about to do right here, right now, at 36, at the cusp of turning 37. And I just can't help but to believe in myself, Sean. You know where I come from. You know what we've done in the amateurs, and we've always fought the best in the world, man. And, let's do it. Send me Sebastian Fundora. I signed the contract.
I gotta say this. I gotta push back on you. You're my guy. Goes without saying. You already know that. But there's a lot of people that are gonna hear what you just said, and they're gonna say nobody benched him. Nobody put him on the mantle. He did that to himself. So like you gotta answer to that right now. Like you're
Fine.
saying they benched you, but I know injuries, so on and so forth, but you gotta answer that right now.
No, it's a simple conversation, man. It ain't that difficult. See, because people don't know what they don't know, and so I forgive everybody for their ignorance. It's okay. So what happens is back in 2019, I lost to Manny Pacquiao. Thurman was hot, right? COVID hit in 2020, right? Then I get a phone call to fight in Fox Studios with no fans after I just fought in the MGM Arena in a packed house. It was not enticing to me. I'm sorry, people. I do this for me. As much as I do it for you, I do this for me too. Okay, people? And what happened was it didn't excite Keith Thurman. And ironically, there was a young gentleman by the name of Sean Porter, Showtime Sean Porter, who got the next phone call, and he fought in Fox Studios with no fans. Right?
Right.
You did that, right?
I did
The
that.
Formella fight, yeah.
You got that because this is how my conversation went. Hey Keith, we got a fight for you. Fox Studios, no fans. What do you think about it? I said, I think it's the most boring offer you ever gave me. Goodbye. Not who is it? How much money? How many rounds? I didn't elaborate. The conversation took less than 5 minutes, Sean. I promise you. Little did I know how much of a mistake that was going to be, right? Because we didn't know the implications of COVID. COVID goes by. Finally, they get fighters back in. Boom, boom, boom. But there's a lot of champions that haven't fought because of COVID, right? So they got to circle them in first, right? And then I get the fight versus Mario Barrios. I fight Mario Barrios. I put on my performance. I win. All's good, right? Thurman's back in action, right?
What we thought.
And then that's when things got quote unquote political. Thurman, you ask me, I should have had the Ugas fight. But they gave it to the man I beat, Mario Barrios. Right? Barrios got Ugas. How come Thurman didn't get Ugas? Thurman just, Ugas had the loss from Spence, this and that. There's a good storyline there. So something happened in the industry. There's things that happen, real puppeteer stuff that, articles never get written about. And it's fine, baby. It's water under the bridge. We in 2025. I don't want to have a sob story. So your man's was patiently waiting. Once again, patiently waiting in the way that I know how to do. Good thing I'm a meditator, Sean. Patiently waiting. Yeah. So I get the phone call. I'm planning on fighting Stanley Ennis. They got him on the roster. I thought Stanley Ennis was going to come through. I didn't really care for it because, who he was and his name wasn't really big enough with my resume. Then they call me towards the end of the year, say, we got an opportunity for you at 154. Do you want to fight Tim Tszyu? We're going to kick off Amazon Prime with you. I don't know what happened. I think they wanted to do the kickoff with Javante. Something happened with Javante at that time. They couldn't go down. They came back to Thurman because they always knew PBC can rely on Thurman. And unfortunately, that's when I popped my bicep tendon. I pulled out. I left a lot of money to the side, the type of money that people will fight one-handed for, okay? But I like to give my best. I like to give my all, and I don't like to have excuses out of this mouth of mine. So, so I ended up taking the hard route, and I'm sitting out injured for one more year. I get no phone calls. The phone call comes, said, "Hey, they'll give you a fight in Australia." I said, "What? Money on the table? Money in the bank? I got a wife. I got kids. Let's go see some kangaroos, baby." You and me was out there. I hopped my butt in the ring. I did my celebratory dance. I danced in the ring. I had boop, 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 pop. I danced my way out of the ring. I said, "One time's back. We back. Stop playing. Let's get this action." They still didn't give me my summer fight. I went there for Tim Zoo. You know the story. You was sitting next to the man. He still dodged me, baby. Come on, man. He still dodged me. That's fine, because God is good all the time, and all the time, God is good. So this is what it means to have faith, people. Like just lean on me, man. Lean on my story. If you got a story like my story, just know you might not see any light at the end of the tunnel, but you move forward. You keep your head up high, and you know that there is a light shining, waiting for you, that doors will open up one day, someday, somehow. We don't know. God knows. And look, I know you had the conversation, Sean. I ain't mad at you. You had the conversation. How did Thurman get the world title? Didn't he just have one fight? How he get one fight, then the world title shot?
Yeah.
God did, baby.
That's what's up.
God did. You know what I'm saying? When I've been through what I've been through, sometimes all you have to do is play your role in life, and you watch all the trials and tribulations you've been through, and sometimes on the other end, man, the struggles just disappear. The clouds just disappear, and the sun is shining through. And it came with a WBC.
Hey, go ahead, Zatel.
Hey, Keith, I just got to jump off of the topic coming up about being put on the shelf and all that. Because I don't know if you saw Terence Crawford did an interview with Andre Ward about a day or two ago, and he was talking about the same stuff. He felt yeah. So, is there truth to what Terence is saying? Then, are you kind of like based on what he was talking about?
Y'all, the industry is not run by fighters. It's not run by fighters. It's run by networks, managers, promoters. There's other factors. The industry itself. Well, first off, let's make sure who really doesn't run the industry. Fans. Okay, you fans, you people, y'all don't run nothing. Okay. Y'all got like 2% in the game. Okay. That's why Floyd waited 10 years to give you what you wanted with the Pacquiao fight. All right. The fans got like 2% in the game. All right. Like, the fans don't run nothing. The fighters don't run nothing. There's other things that are running things. And we've been through a lot in boxing. Okay. We've fallen out from HBO to Showtime to Fox, and a lot of networks went off. Now they're about to pick up Paramount Plus. We got boxing on Netflix, Amazon Prime. The world is changing. Networks are changing. So the whole sport is changing, And in the midst of that, there's risk reward. I come from a thoroughbred gym of my man Ronald Winky Wright.
Right.
Oscar De La Hoya never wanted to fight Ronald Winky Wright. He could fight a lot of men. He fought Tito. Winky fought Tito. He ain't ever want to fight Winky.
Winky fought Shane too, and Oscar fought Shane. To your point.
To my point. So there are people that they're just like, yo, if I don't have to, then I don't have to. If I have to, then I have to. And Thurman's one of those, man, you got to make me fight. You got to give me a reason and make me fight that brother right there, And they can say all that they want to say, but I just know how the game is, man. When you can do this and that, and there's options on the table, and I said it when I was there in Vegas over the summer. I said, when I don't have a belt, nobody wants to fight Thurman. Thurman's got a belt. I mean, I'm sorry to say it, but it was at least your daddy who said it. He said, we'll fight Keith Thurman when Keith Thurman has a belt. And that's because I was trying to come after you when you had a belt.
Hey, listen, all right.
It's been like that, people. It's been like that. Sometimes it be like that. And it's already been like that a lot throughout my career. So look, man, luckily for me, I got a big heart. Like I'm talking about like blimp balloon, baby. I love boxing. I love boxing. There's gonna be a day where it's gotta go. It's gotta go. You know, we all have that day, but for me, it ain't today.
Hey, Keith, who ducked the Paulie fight? Was it you or Paulie?
Oh my gosh. So
I'll never forget that interview.
Okay. So to be honest, there was no ducking on neither sides. Okay. To be honest.
You told him don't duck you, son.
I did tell him that, you know, if anybody could have really asked for it, it would have had to been Paulie. But what happened was Paulie was the champion. And I fought Diego Chavez and I became the interim champion. Then Paulie lost to Adrian Broner in a fight that I scored a draw. So I know why Paulie was upset about that decision. I understand, Paulie. I'm there with you, my man. I did that. Not for you. I just scored the fight. It was a draw. Okay? It was a draw. Now, when Paulie lost to AB, AB's champ, I'm interim champ. Who does AB lose to? Marcos Maidana. Who does Marcos Maidana lose to? Floyd Mayweather. Who does Floyd fight next? The Maidana rematch. Then after all that happened, a little bit of time went by, and then something happened in the industry. Floyd Mayweather became the super champ. And your man, Keith one-time Thurman, got elevated from interim champion to the regular WBA champion of the world. And I learned about this through an interview. I didn't even know I became champ. I became champ on a phone call, okay? So in that, what happened was a lot of movement happened. And as I was coming up and Paulie stock went down a little bit, they could have maybe forced the fight. But once again, when you got options, you know, so I don't really feel like it was a duck. It actually reminded me of why I never fought my man Andre Berto. When Andre Berto lost in my life, man, here in Florida and Ben Getty, you couldn't tell me as a kid that I'll be champion of the world without fighting Andre Berto. We knew who Andre Berto was our whole life. We knew before he was an Olympian, before he was a world champion, we knew who that fighter was our whole life. I promise you that. Okay? So you couldn't tell me as a kid that Keith Thurman would be champion of the world without ever fighting Andre Berto at 147. Okay? But as I was coming up in the ranks, he lost to Soto Carras. He lost to Robert the Ghost Guerrero. And as I was going up and he was going down, all of a sudden, I was above him and I never had to fight him. And I couldn't have predicted that if you know, if my life was on it. So hey, boxing be like that. Sometimes it's not ducking. Sometimes it's just movement.
Keith, it's just the perfect story, man. You know, honestly, you came up, you start separating yourself from Sean, Earl, the Terence. You were the hot one. And then all stuff happens. The business, the injuries. You only lost your title once in a fight. I don't know if people know that. Yeah, Sean fought for it, Keith. They ducked you, Keith. They ducked you. So is it like a perfect story? You get a chance to, at 38 years old, the OG in the room.
Almost 37.
I'll be 37. 36 going
whatever.
37.
Whatever. We old as hell. We all old. We old, baby.
The hairline's receding. Chat be killing your mans on his hairline. They be killing them.
Keith, but they ain't got this, Keith.
Come on.
They ain't got this.
Come on.
That knowledge. So how does it feel? You're basically in the spot that Pacquiao was in when he fought you.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Damn.
I mean, like I said, man, it's fun. It's fun. You know, honestly, that's, if anything God gave me in life, it was, because Sean knows this too, man. When you fighting for the money, when you fighting for the bag, when you fighting for the fame, it's not fun no more. It's not, people. You know, everyone who's mad at Tank, be mad at Tank. Tank don't give a F about your feelings and what you thinking. Eventually, it ain't even fun no more. Let me get my money back and let me slide out and let me be done with all you haters and take care of me, mines, and the fams. You know, it's really difficult, man. But luckily, what got me into boxing was something called passion. And what's got me back in boxing is something called passion. And Honestly, man, that's the greatest thing, man. I said it. I'm the one who said it. I'm not afraid to let it go. If you can beat me, beat me. I've been that guy. Boxing's about may the best man win. Okay? People don't say it enough anymore. They used to say it all the time. May the best man win. Okay? That's what fight night's all about. Okay? So
Hey,
if I
hey,
win, I lose, or I draw, I'm really doing this because I love the sport and I'm happy to perform. And I want to challenge myself, man. There's going to be a day where I don't get to challenge myself on this type of level, people. There's
yeah,
going to be that day, but it's
yeah.
not today. October 25th, Keith One Time Thurman is fighting a mountain of a man, a living, breathing, walking mountain, people. We going in.
Yeah. Hey, Keith, listen, you had a fight scheduled with Fundora. Was that last year or was it the year before last?
No, never.
You were never scheduled to fight with wasn't he scheduled to fight with
He's
Fundora?
scheduled to
I was
fight
scheduled to
somebody
fight Tim
else.
Zhu.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
Thurman versus Zhu.
yeah, and
T-Mobile Arena.
right,
And
it
then
flipped around.
Fundora got my position, which
Flipped
is
around.
why I said, you know what? I respect this brother, man. What he's got is he rose up from my downfall, and now he's giving me an opportunity to get that title. And
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that support. Yeah, there's something in it for him. He liked the Thurman name on his resume. His resume is nice, but it ain't stacked with a plethora of names. So there's something in it for him, man. But at the end of the day, man, I really respect the fact that I get this opportunity from Fundora. Like I said, they can be picking anybody. They can be picking anybody, but they really want this fight. They feel confident. I know he's a volume puncher. They're thinking, they're gonna overwhelm the old man. And it is what it is, baby. I
You
mean, let's
you
see what happens.
you think they sleeping on you at all, or you think they respect everything that you bringing on fight night?
Hey, we'll see on fight night. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I don't really get it. I can't be in his head, man. I mean, I meditate, but I'm not a telepathic, you know what I'm saying? So, I can't be in his head. I don't know if they're coming for the kill. I don't know if they're coming conservative. He's working behind that jab a lot more now. He's working behind that jab a lot more. Is he gonna give me the Fundora that fought Tim Zhu the first time, who was throwing 12 jabs every 12 seconds? Or is he going to give me the Fundora that fought Tim Zhu the second time? Is he going to go back to the throwback Fundora? I don't know. I don't know his game plan, his strategy, how much respect they're going to be bringing into the ring, or how much let's make a statement out of Thurman and elevate ourselves right here, right now kind of mindset. So
Is
only
this
fight night will tell, man.
the tallest tree you've been in the ring with?
Oh, you already know, man. I mean, my
It is,
rival
huh?
back in the day was Boo Boo Andrade at like 6'2", baby. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. 6'5.5", man, at the presser, he felt like every bit of 6'6". I don't know what they saying. He
Hey,
felt
Keith,
like
you
every
almost
bit of six
I
six.
seen you almost died. Did some old shit at the presser and fell. Come on, man. You representing us, Keith.
Man, I was stepping back. I wanted to get a look at something, and I didn't know that the platform ended right there. There was a sheet. I didn't know the platform ended. When you say I missed a step, baby, I ain't even see nothing. I just boom. But just boxing, baby. We roll with the punches.
Hey,
I
go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, just a couple about the fight itself, Keith.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you got. Well, first off, man, don't you have to get some get back for Florida for Erickson Lubin?
Okay, yeah, some people know that. Some people know a little something about that. I had to get back on Karras for my man. I had to get back on Robert the Ghost Guerrero for my mans.
Okay,
So
okay.
sometimes, it's Thurman get them get backs, baby. And like I said, man, hashtag Timber, baby. We're gonna have the Timber t-shirts drop very
Okay,
soon.
okay.
Okay. Timber t-shirts are coming very soon. And it's back to KOs for life. I told y'all at the presser.
Ooh.
I stopped trying to knock people out, man. I was enjoying my boxing skills. I was enjoying being a 12-round fighter. I was enjoying every minute under the bright lights and the action. But I'm getting a little too old for that, baby. So I can get you. We getting out of here, homie. We gonna cut it short, baby. You know what I'm saying? You leave it open, and And hey, y'all forget, man, but it's one time for a reason, not a short season. I promise you. Sean even said it back in Australia. He's like, man, Thurman competed at 152, and I think he gets to hold in on that real strength if he don't have to cut down to 47 and put a little, keep a little bit of extra pounds, rehydrate a little heavier, and lean into it with that, and because speed might fade before speed fades before power in this game. Everybody
Mm,
knows that. Okay.
mm.
So power, you get to hold that to you like 50 and above. That's why you get them OGs who shake your head and you're like, dang, dog, look, hey, Grams, calm down, Grams. Just trying to meet you, sir. It's an honor. Let me keep my fingers, you
Go
know?
ahead, Sean. Go ahead, Sean.
Now,
Give me
Keith,
some
like
more.
I'm looking forward to the fight genuinely because Fundora, he's one of the most exciting fighters in the game, and I think you definitely showed against Barrios and Jarvis that you still got juice in the tank. But I got to give it to you like they're in my mentions on Twitter about this fight. Why should why should someone in 2025, when Keith Thurman hasn't been a world champion in this decade like he was unified champion in the 2010s, why should they spend 74.99 on this fight? I know it's got Foster and Fulton on the co-main event, but why should they not break out the fire stick like some of and buy this fight for the 75, Keith?
The real thing is, man, first off, you gotta love boxing. If you support boxing, you gotta love boxing. Okay. And I'm gonna show you, I gotta, y'all forget. So it's my job to remind you. I don't know why. I just feel like this is gonna be a historic event. You know, it's either going down in the histories for Fundora and his team or Thurman and his legacy. It can only go one of two ways, people. One of two ways. Either you watching me, on that decline, or you watching legacy. Okay? I've waited my whole life. I don't even know what I'm waiting for. I don't even know what I'm waiting for. But I have a voice in my head that says, you're going to do great things. You're going to do great things. Great things are coming. It's not over. So, in the words of one of the goats of goats, I'm going to show you how great I am. One time. Once upon a time. One more motherfucking time. I'm going to do this, boy. I'm going to do this in your face.
I heard that one.
In your face. I'm going to do this live. Amazon Prime. Pay-per-view. Get the money bag. Get your homies. Jump in, baby. Split the fees. Split the fees. Come watch it with me, homie. Come drop something on it, man. You bring the fried chicken. I get the fight. You bring the beer. Whatever you got to do, homie. You make something out of it, man. This is going to be a fight of fights, man. I'm telling you. Because he gonna want it. He gonna want the smoke. Bro.
And Keith, let me say this real quick because I've said to people this is a very winnable fight for Keith. No, we haven't seen Keith as busy as we would expect him to be, and there's injuries, blah 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 blah. I said, but the power that I know Keith Thurman to have, like you already said, is the last thing to go. It's notoriously known in the sport of boxing, but it should be known around the world. Speed goes first. The power is always there all the way up until the end. All that being said, you have the ability to box, move, and find those moments to really explode and, shoot to kill. It's kind of how the Keith that I remember, right? But then we had a long range of Keith that was just gonna box, play it safe, count the rounds, do what I need to do. Do we now have the Keith that's smart, can do what he needs to do, but is going to always be looking for the knockout?
It's KOs for life, baby.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Look,
Don't mess with me, man. Don't get me excited. Don't get me excited for nothing.
Bro, if all you is what you are today, because boxing people don't remember nothing but what happens today and yesterday. Short-term memory, baby. All I want is to catch bodies all year, baby. I did it in Australia. Now I got to do it in the U.S. and it's over. Look, Crawford had an amazing performance. Picture perfect, work behind the jab, spin out, pivot, stay in the pocket a few times, bring your cojones, bop, 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 bop. I'm not scared of you, boy, but I'm going to be smart. I'm not going to stay where you want me to stay, right? Boxing. He did his thing. He ain't hurt nobody. He ain't hurt nobody. Thurman gets back, and Thurman gets that kill shot. Bop, bop. What you going to say next, Sean? What they going to say, Sean? I'll tell you what they're going to say. They're going to say, Keith, one-time Thurman is him. H to the I to the mother M. Him.
Good movie, by the way.
Him.
Movie was good. Movie was good.
I can't script this better for you, people. This is live action film in real life. This ain't no Kardashian, baby. I promise you.
I got my motivational message. Y'all keep going. Y'all keep going. I got one thing. I got my message though.
You know, Keith, when you was a young guy, we go back to Paulie. Said, "Don't duck him, son. After you win this title, it's gonna be two young killers called Ortiz and Boots. Gonna tell you, don't duck them, son. Don't duck them."
Virgil Ortiz?
Yeah, and Boots Ennis.
Man, give me the great fights. I don't care about nothing, man.
Okay.
I don't care about nothing. Give me great fights. You know, give me, first off, I don't even know what they're gonna really give me. They ain't give me nothing my whole and so long. This is what they give me. So let me take what's on the plate, and then when it's time to step back up to the buffet, we're gonna see what's really looking enticing, boy. Because for some reason, I'm still hungry out here, man. I'm still hungry, baby. So I don't know if I'm in the mood for lobster or steak, but you gotta let me step up. Let me get this out of the way and let that settle in. And once it's time to eat again, baby, I promise you, I'm gonna look at the menu, you know, and maybe I might be looking for something sweet, maybe something really special, you know. So I might skip a meal and go straight to dessert, baby. But I'm telling you, man, there's something about boxing. I'm the special sauce, people. It ain't just the way I talk my talk and walk my. I've always been the special sauce, people. You put Thurman back in the ranks. You put Thurman back in the ring, and you just get better fights. I've been trying to explain this to people. You think Bud Crawford versus Errol Spence the best fight you could have made that year? No. Where's Thurman at? So you just saw him fight Canelo, who never got out of third gear. See, when you overpay people, this is what happens. Turk al Sheikh al Meek. When you overpay people, Turk al Sheikh al Meek. This is what happens. Your brother never got out of third gear. Okay.
Hey, stop being a pocket watcher.
Come on, man. I be getting on that zoom and that vroom. Okay. I'ma come with it.
Keith, what would that fight have looked like if you guys would have got it back when you were champion and Terence was first getting the welterweight? Because, we're never going to see it in all, like 99% likelihood.
It would not look like what y'all been watching. Promised. Whatever it be. Look, I'm not saying Bud don't got my number. I'm not saying that. It's whatever, Bud. You already know. You already know what it is. Thurman's not Spence. Thurman's not Canelo. And his coach said it after the Spence fight. Thurman's a tougher fight. When Crawford was on ESPN back in the day and Stephen A. Smith asked him to his face, they was all surprised when he said Keith Thurman's a tougher fight. They don't understand, but some people do. And he already been known.
Break it down, Keith. Why is that, though? What is it about the style matchup that you believe has Bomac agreeing with you that you'd be a tougher fight than some of those guys?
It's the ability to move. It's the ability to use the footwork. It's the awkwardness, the weird angles, just jumping in with shots, jumping in with power. One of my specialties is, I'm not unhittable, but the thing is, I always make sure I get you back. I make sure that I get mines in. We fighting each other. You get yours. I'm going to get mines too, people. That's just how it is when you fight Thurman. You go back to my championship status, man. I got like a 47% connect rate on power shots, people. Come on. These are high accurate numbers. Do
you still, because I noticed Tim Tszyu, he went for broke in that last round before Fundora stopped him in the rematch. But when he went for broke, his explosiveness able to even jump in with shots. He was able to catch Fundora clean. Are you still athletic enough, amid that buzzsaw, all that activity and length he's got, to jump in like you used to with accurate power shots and, deliver
Man,
what
I
you
don't
got
know.
delivered?
Don't know how you can put the word Tim Zoo and athleticness in the same sentence,
He's explosive,
but
deceptive hand speed.
I don't. Jumping in, come on,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
Jumping in,
He
stepping
got
in.
that. Well, then how'd he get the distance in somehow?
He walking, bro. That brother be walking in. That's why he walked into his grave. Okay, he be walking in with no head movement. All right, I'm telling you, man. Like, I
A
mean,
little word
at
of
least
advice,
Pacquiao
though.
jumped in. Pacquiao
Hey,
jumped in on Thurman. You see the first knockdown he got in round 1. He jumped in. You know what I'm saying? And the funny thing is, man, I'm gonna have to take a few pages out of the Pacquiao fight and bring it to Fundora, because it was awkward how small Pacquiao was. And I know I got to be one of the smallest people to be put in the ring with Fundora. And as much as his height is an issue for me, I want to make my smallness an issue for him, you know? And then it's really about all IQ, baby. You want to know what you're going to see October 25th? You're going to see IQ. All right? I told you, this man is in Harvard, but I've been a professor. Okay?
Okay.
I've been a professor.
I had to look it up. Smallness is a word. I had to look it up, but it
He
is
said
a
he's been a
word.
professor. He said he's been
I
a
got one
professor.
last for Keith.
Hey, that's how we speak in the
Keith,
South, Sean. That's how we speak in the South, man.
Yeah.
I
Go ahead,
got.
Sean.
Thank you guys for letting me get my shit off, Keith.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned Pacquiao, that you might borrow a page out of Manny's book from your fight. He might be fighting Rolly next. What do you think, man? You think Rolly could beat him?
No, I think Pacquiao's going to look better at the second performance, because Pacquiao's better when he, stay active, So, see, this is the problem with cliche sentences. Oh, inactivity is not good for a fighter, this and that, blah, 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 blah. And the problem is, a lot of times that's right. But it's not always right. So that's the issue. You make assumptions that are leaning towards should be right, but might not always be right. Okay. Now with Pacquiao, I agree. I don't like long layoffs for Pacquiao. I never have, never will. But now that long layoff is out. He had an 8-week camp, which should have been a 12-week camp for Mario Barrios. If it was a 12-week camp, I think Pacquiao could have won. If Barrios would have put his foot on the gas on that same night, because Pacquiao did not come 100% prepared, I think Barrios actually had a better chance winning that night than Pacquiao that night, because Pacquiao didn't have the proper camp and preparation. You can't outperform your preparation. Let's understand this, people, okay? So now that he's got enough time to prep, I expect him to be able to do better. And Rolly's got some power, but we still saw that those get-ins, the way Pacquiao leans and boom, boom, and got under. And I knew it was going to be the angles and footwork that was going to mess up Barrios, because my footwork messed him up. So my footwork messing him up. I knew Pacquiao's little foot, bop, bop, and that little extra dodge he does at the end, and he'd be bobbing for apples. Big, big, apple. Big, big, apple. He'd be bobbing at the end. He's elusive. That's one of his elusive tactics, jumping in and then bobbing down to not get hit by any counters. So, the one thing Mario had was that long jab, to make Pacquiao's old legs really work for it. I knew that was going to be a good tool for Mario Barrios. Now, Rolly don't got a long jab. He's gonna have to be in the pocket with Pacquiao.
Got some timing though, Keith, right? He showed that against Ryan. A little surprised us with the counter punching a little bit.
I don't know what version of Ryan we saw, but it's a whole nother story, Yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm sorry, I'm not stepping in the ring if I can't step in the ring, And I don't know why, man. I'm built like this. It's not just about the money, people. There's a little child in me that remembers what it was like fighting for trophies, man. Used to fight for free. Like, we was trying to give y'all fights for free. I really used to fight for free. All right. So it's just different, man. But Pacquiao, man, it's that mastermind experience, understanding the angles, his work rate. And if he gets his conditioning up, where he can do better in the championship rounds. You know, I didn't like how he looked in the last fight with the championship rounds. Really, it was the last final three, but it is what it is, man. I like the matchup. I don't want the rematch. That's not good enough. Don't run a rematch. Don't run it back. Give him the Rolly fight, and you know, let's see what happens, man. You know, but I say, you know, there's a chance there, man. There's a chance. You know, he's it's just Pacquiao, and we saw what happened, man. People start to respect him too much, you know. And he'll dictate the fight because he's his own referee. I made comments about this in the past. He's his own referee. He get up in there, break. He get up in there, keep the punches up. You know, he'll tell you, you know what I'm saying? No, not behind the head, you know.
Hey, when I was spar with him, you're right. He was his own referee. My dad would say, "Why every time he say stop, you stop?" I said, "I don't know." He say stop, you keep going.
It's a mind game, bro. It's a mind game. Like it's hard. Like, you know, you're told to keep a good, clean fight. Then he's reffing the fight in the fight, and you're like, do I negate him? Or do I wait for this guy? Or what do I do? You know? And it puts you in an awkward situation. And the moment you're, you know, letting that clock go tick tock, and you start listening, like, I don't know, man, you fall into the psychological Manny Pacquiao traps, man. He be placing traps, man. I mean, I think he got a new name. Let's call him Spider-Man, bro. He got his own little web, and he be laying traps for people, man. So it's interesting, man. But I like it too, man. I got my traps coming October 25th for Fundora. Let's see if I can get him to step into one of these landmines, people. Come on. Just one. One of these landmines, people.
Damn, we lost Sean. We lost the important Sean, Keith. My bad.
Hey, Keith, you know, you've been doing this, professional 18 years now?
Turned pro like weeks before my 19th birthday. So,
okay.
What, 16 years?
Yeah. If you can give a young fighter coming up in the game a little words of wisdom about this game. You ain't got to give him everything, but a little something. What would you tell him? What would you tell a young Keith?
First things first, stop practicing what you're already good at. Okay? You really want to evolve, you know. I remember when I was in New York and I ran into Boo Boo, and the first thing he said was, "You got a jab." He was laughing at me. He was laughing at me because as a pro, I learned how to work my jab. But as an amateur, I never had a jab. My jab was a measuring stick for my right hand and my left hook. My jab was not a punch to place, a form of accuracy, really setting things up. It could set things up, but it was more of an illusionary BS jab, not a real solid bop, you know. Like Roy, like my man Winky, like, you know, I learned to be more accurate, you know. And there's also my growth. I remember my growth personally happened when I shifted to the 8-round level, because that's when I got to really settle down a little bit. I got a little bit more time to fight and strategize, you know. So when you're an amateur, you just got to understand where you're at and that you're in a sprint. But when you're a championship fighter, 12-round fighter, it's a little bit more like a marathon. You know, some people are slow starters, strong finishers. Some people come out the gate fast anyways, okay? So everybody has their own approach, but you just got to understand that what you're achieving here. So I always say, if you're a 4-round fighter, you train for 6 rounds. If you're a 6-round fighter, you train for 8 rounds. You always train for that next level up, and know your style, but know a few weaknesses. Like, man, I get caught a lot with that overhand right, you know? So you need to keep that guard up a little bit more, you know, tighten up your guard, work on your defense. Just put it, it's called training for a reason, people. Like, literally train on something, whether it's the footwork, the head movement, the punching power, the speed, the combination choices, working the body, the head, the uppercuts. Come on, y'all seen what my uppercuts been doing. Okay? What my uppercuts been doing. All right. So I mean, but it all came with work and with time and take almost like puzzle pieces. You work on pieces of the puzzle, and then on fight night you put all those pieces together, and then that becomes your Mona Lisa.
Hey, yo, we used to crack jokes on Keith. We say, yo, Keith can't box, but he'll throw an uppercut out of nowhere and clock you with it.
Yes, sir.
All right, man.
The setup is clean though, Sean. The way he like sweeps the shot around and then makes you pick him up, and then he'll come with the uppercut behind it. It's clean. Yeah.
But it wasn't always like that. It used to be just let me.
It used to just be all going, you know. But I was,
Keith, man, we appreciate you jumping on the podcast.
Hey, I've been dropping them since I was a kid. Let them know. Been dropping them.
100%. I tell people all the time, man, when nobody put nobody on the canvas when they couldn't get up, but me, Keith, and Gary Russell. Everybody else, maybe not, you know. But with me, Keith, and Gary, if we got you, you wasn't getting back up.
Come on,
getting back up. Hey, Keith, man, we look forward to what happens in just a couple of weeks. Big dog, thanks for joining the podcast today. And man, I got so many ways to go with this motivational message. I think just to keep it plain and simple on this one, we got one time with us today. So listen, when it's working, try it 2 times, try it 3 times, try it 4 times. This is the PorterWay.